Hello, everyone. We did a meetup the other day about Azure Studio, and the video didn't pick up well the audio. So we are just doing a shorter video, but basically with the the main things that we wanted to cover that day and that we actually discussed. And basically is AI Studio. Azure AI Studio, I think that is one of the great tools that we have right now in a sense of prototyping. So that way we can get something really fast, see what our AI app will behave, how will work, like also understand all the steps in our AI path, and then we can actually take the code or put it in our own application. So basically, let's start. The idea of AI Studio, of course, is as always, the AI orchestration of everything from your data to your models to the infrastructure that goes directly with your actual apps, with your copilots, with Microsoft copilots, because you can actually do some integration. And of course, everything have to be in wrapped in this AI safety and security, because that's one thing that you need to actually have in your mind, that we need to be responsible about the use of AI, because as always, if you pass bad data, biased data, or you do anything, the response will be on that same level. So the main thing that we need to think about is AI Studio as a unified platform to develop generative AI. And when we say generative AI, it could be text, could be video, it could be audio. So, and from there, you generate your custom copilot experience. Basically, it's helping you to achieve something, to generate some content to go from there. So, of course, it's the unified platform. Then you have the data and search component, where you have the chance to integrate your own data and actually do some vector search or some keyword search, on actually some hybrid, so having both. And just on top of all the foundation models. So you will see that almost every model that you can think of, they have it there, from Olama to 5.3 to actually GPT-4, GPT-4 mini, back, so everything there. They also have really good, safe and responsible tools to content classification, to avoid violence, to avoid racism, to avoid bad words, and so on. So all of those in there. And of course, as always, right now we have uh, a new ops movement, that we have when we start doing DevOps, when we start doing any type of operation, we add these ops at the end. Right now, we even have the LLM ops. So how we manage the flow of our large language model, and how we monitor those models, how we benchmark those models, how we actually know that the AI app is behaving and as it should. So let's actually first also, let's do a quick demo, just show the AI Studio as a whole. So if we go back, we have here our AI Studio, and right here you can actually take a look at all our models that we have. You see there are a lot of models, and you can actually check curated by Azure AI. You can see the Azure OpenAI, Microsoft Meta. You can see a lot of them. So you can actually play with all of them and decide which one will be the best, and actually do a few things with one, do a few things with other one, depending on what you're trying to achieve. So this is something new that is actually about benchmarking your models, and you will see here the score that they provide depending of the model and the accuracy and everything that you need to want to there. This is something that you can actually do against your own projects. You have also a lot of prompt catalog that they give you already, some sample prompts that you can ask. For example, a travel assistant that you can ask, a social media, insurance report. So there are a lot of them as well that you can actually take advantage of. And then right here, you will see the regular services from Azure OpenAI, basically the assistant playground, chat playground, bring your own data so you can actually play with the completions and image and so on. And a little more broad, everything that you can do with it: vision, speech, translation, content safety, and so on. From there, you can actually start using your own thing. So right here, you have a hub, and inside the hub you can actually open your project and so on, and there you can see who is the user. You can actually add new users to your project, so several people can work and go at once. You can say create projects inside your hub. It's a way to organizing everything together. And again, the same, the catalog, the benchmark, the prompt, the iService, and then right here you will have things that you can do, like chat playground, that if you want to play with, it will start asking. One thing that I like is the things that you can do with your model. So right here, you have a system message. So right here, you see you are an AI assistant that helps people and find information. But you can actually tell him you're going to be a travel assistant. You can give them some actually constraints. So let's say that I would say you will be an AI assistant that gets annoyed with every question, but still helps as much as you can. So if you see, let's apply changes. And if I ask now, what is the Express XAF, he will say something like, why did you see, really? Because he's getting annoying. So you can give like, and you can be polite, you can be funny, you can just Google this, but fine, I'll let you know, and I will. So it's really interesting how the tone and how those things change only by changing the system message. You can also change parameter as like how many past messages you want to include in this chat, what is the maximum response temperature. You can add frequency penalties, start repeating itself. So all of those things is something that you can go and tweak your model. You can see the JSON of everything that is going on. That is really also good. You can actually see what other capabilities do we have. We want to change the language. We want to enable speech to text. We want to enable with text to speech. We do the voice configuration. These are really good, especially if we want to build some type of a phone agent. Let's say, I think that this is one of the best examples that you can ask customer service that call and say, hey, my AC broke, and they will ask you, hey, how can I help you? What type of AC do you have? Gather all your information, and they even book an appointment for you. And all of those things, you can export it, you can import it, you can actually evaluate and do some manual evaluation. We'll not do it right now. And depending of the answers that it's telling you, you can actually give them some, okay, you're doing it good, you're doing it wrong. This is a beauty. You can see the code that you need to actually input, and this type is Python, but we can in your application, so you can actually take this directly to your project. So this is why I think that it's really good to use this prototype, show your client, and go from there. So this, I think that will be, then you will have here all your deployments, everything. Like if you want to deploy a new model, you will have here the models that you want to include. One that everyone is using right now is the GPT-4o mini, because it's fast, it's small, so that's one recommendation. And of course, you can select computer instance, how much you want your virtual machine to have from compute, then that will be having cost and content filters for responsible AI. So this is a brief introduction. Let's go back here just to mention a couple of things regarding data. Data is the fuel that powers AI. So data is the most important thing in your AI app. And this important thing on your model, how many billion of parameters your model has been trained for, what the data that your training has been for. Like you see, there are models that have been trained specific for SQL, specific for, so that's really important. So of course, if you put garbage in, you're gonna get garbage out. So a lot of things is how do you format your data, how do you prepare your data, how you put it. The other thing is the amount of data sources that we have. So you can add right here, and we will show it just to show something. We can upload a PDF right away, a Word document, and we can start asking questions about it. But you can come from blob storage for S3, from Azure iSearch, and a lot of choices that we will see. And this is where it comes to the vector search. As we know, Azure iSearch was formerly called Azure Cognitive Search. But the idea here is that we're going to take, as we have mentioned, AI doesn't understand too much about the letters. It's understand about a lot of mathematical similarity. So it will convert everything to embed into vectors, and it will actually search. And this is really good to know intent and semantics. So that's the best thing, to bring the power of the vectors to actually find the most probability to see. And right here, you can actually have the search on vectors and the search on keyword. On vector is really good to know intent. To keyword is really good when you are trying to get a specific answer. I want to know what product do you have exactly. I want you to return that product. It's not trying to get the content or the idea. It's just I need a specific answer back. Hey, can you give me the shoes that I need to go hiking that you have in your store? And it will send you exactly what they have there. So let's see a demo of that.
Yes.
So if we come back here and let's actually go to the project, open the project, and let's go to our data. Right here, we can add a new data. So let's select upload files. Let's try to find any file. Let's see what can we have here. Suffers training. Let's actually use a syllabus from Excel.
Okay, perfect.
We put it here. Next, we're gonna put a name XAF YouTube. So we have something. It will add your data here, and of course, it will put it. I already have a blob storage, so it will save it on that blob storage that we want. But just by adding the data, we still are not ready to get it. So we're gonna add an index that is actually the one who is gonna convert that data into the embeddings and everything we need. So we're gonna create index. We're gonna select Azure AI Search. Let's do next. From there, I already have one set up, basic search. And from that AI search, we are going to select this one. We're going to create an index source, careful table. We're going to do next. We're going to add vector sets to this resource, and let's continue. So that will, you see, it's going to check an embedding model, and this will be the name, and let's click next and create. That will be creating the index, and if you get a little bit of time, it will actually create all the embeddings and everything ready for you to use. In the meantime, I hope that if I come back here, you see, that was fast. It's ready. So, but basically, you can actually get here and click here, and you will actually see all the information that you want right here. If you want to, let me see. Let's go back. I was trying to see if we maybe it's on the data bar. See, right here is the same, but it's showing all the information. This they change this all the time, so let me just go back to my indexes. One more time. All right. Either way, they had before like some type of like you can see how can you click on it and see all the steps that they took for all this processing. Either way, now that we get that, we can go back to our chat and then we can tell them, let's add our own data and let's select the index that we just created, careful table. And now we can ask him, let's say, what a beginner should learn about XAF. Right. All right, so it's asking that the retrieve document doesn't have, so maybe, and I thought that it was too fast that it finished, so maybe existing ACS indices. Okay, let's see what we have here, because we can show. Then vector, good line. So open it up, wanna see what we have in there. $19, XAF, load. Okay, I do have. Let's come back to here to see what happened. So if I'm gonna create a new index, I'm gonna select block storage. Maybe that was my mistake that I select before Azure iSearch instead of looking directly here. I'm gonna select this
Okay.
one. Now I got it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna select, now we have the lemon frame. Right. Okay. I think last time I select Azure search instead of going to directly to the blob storage to tell them the document. So basically, I think that randomly select. And this is what I was mentioning actually, because we didn't now, you have these job details. And let me close this. And you can see the flow of how it chunked the data, how to register. So basically everything that it was happening through creating that embedding.
Yes.
So this was the idea. And now like we got this, and I thought, hey, this was too fast, still running. You see, it's not,
Mhm.
it hasn't done still the index.
It's not so fast.
Now, exactly. No, because you have to do everything that I was mentioning here. You
Yes.
have to like take all this data and it will make it in chunks and it will create those embedding and it will have it ready there for you. So that index is the way that it can look really fast what you're looking for. So with that in mind, let's give it a couple more seconds.
Mhm.
And we will go back and ask information about that document. And this time it should actually reply while we have it. So while that is happening, of course, we already talked about all the foundation model, best in class, multimodal, and I want to show when we say multimodal what we need. So there is a small video here that we can play that, let's make it a little faster, that if you see, right here, we can select image instead of chat, and we can ask for an image, and we can show that in a second, and you will get an image right away, the city of San Francisco. We can also select a kitty drinking from a milk carton. So now we're going to select a picture, and we're going to ask a question about the picture. Hey, create a day trip for the picture on the city. And it will, and because we are using the GPT-4 Vision, it knows, okay, this city is San Francisco, and it gives you a complete schedule for your day. So now you can actually say, describe what is on this image, and it tells you exactly. So that is the multimodality that you can do text, you can do videos, you can do image, and so on. That will be it. Let's go back to see if we finish. Not yet. Let's wait for a bit more. Still running. And of course, latest models, GPT Turbo 4, GPT Turbo with Vision, DALL-E 3. With Vision, the good thing is like you can enable video, image, and text. We were seeing on that video, you can actually add the RAG pattern. Uh, of course, Azure AI is built on your data. Is your data. It's not used to train nothing. You have complete control. It's protected for the most comprehensive enterprise compliance and security control. We don't want any leak that your information is being used in any other way that you decide. You can also fine tune your Azure OpenAI models if you want to give them a certain tone, a certain like let's say that you want your model to write like Shakespeare. Maybe you have to fine tune a little bit and inject it with a lot of Shakespeare information. But for the enterprise uh, basically needs, you will be using RAG. RAG is a way to add your domain, your content, your data to your model and let them chat with you about it. Of course, we have a lot of quality models and a lot of quantity. So now it's 5.3, there is no 5.2. So we are going at a huge speed. We talk about content classification for responsible AI, and if you can see here, you can even evaluate how your model is doing regarding all this, like coherence, fluence, relevance, groundness. You see, you can put some toggles on violence, on hate, on sexual content, on self-harm. So All of those is really important. And you have, again, I actually was showing you the prompt flow, and you can have LLM ops and so on. So let's go back and refresh, which will be close to finish. We fail, of course. Let's see what happened. Data ingestion failed. All right, let's see one that we have. Let me see if we have here done that is the same thing. Good lion index. This is, let me see. What do we have here? If we have, no, because this was used with another one, I believe. It's taking a little bit more, but let's do it again. I want to actually show it in action. So we have our SAF. Let's go back indexes, create a new one, blob storage, select the blob. This is that one. No. Okay, sweet spade. Select that one just in case. Okay, we have an embedding model. Create. Let's see. And while that is doing, we can actually take a look. Content filter you can create it here, and you can actually start saying what will be the those things that you want to make sure that you allow or block a specific type of content. Let's check the image. You will have the DALL-E project here, and you can say 3 in palm hand, generate. It will give you an image of a tree in palm hand. You want to check tools about the code, and then you can actually do a VS Code container, and from here start adding code to your system. So this is something that I haven't tested, but it looks really, really promising.
Nice.
Prompt flow, right here you can create the flow of everything that you are working on. Same thing for evaluation. You can evaluate your models, and here is another part for fine-tuning your models, everything from a graphical interface use. So let's come back to our index. Okay, still allocating compute, so we're gonna give it a little bit more, hopefully. All right, and let's give it a couple more seconds, and we'll go back to it. All right, so we are back. We were having issues doing the indexes, and if you see, it was failing. And if we go and take a look, basically, we can review the logs. It was basically saying that the Azure ML compute was failing. So I don't know if it's something about the quota or the virtual machine, because you see here it fails on cranking and chunking the data, but in the other one, well, in the data ingestion. So I think that there was something regarding the quota or the VM. So I did the same things again, nothing different. We just basically create a new index, and in that index, I add from the blob storage the data that we were trying to actually create an index and a vector about it. So if I go to the chat and I go add my own data, I have here the clever index that we can remove it so we can see it. This is the index that we just created, and as you remember, it was about the syllabus of XAF. So now, if I say, what should a beginner in XAF learn? As you see, A beginner in XIF should start by learning the following topics and is using the content from the PDF that we just provide. You can actually see here the PDF that is right to the side. So it's actually using that to give us back information. So that will be it. Please come to the Azure AI Studio, play with it. I think that you will get a lot of value. You can do a lot of prototypes. You can play with image, video, assistant, chat. You can actually see the code. You can evaluate the model. You can deploy as a web app, and this will open completely a web application where you can chat, and it will have your data sources also included. So a lot of great things here. That will be all for this video, and for the everyone who was in the meetup and the audio wasn't really good, just come back and refresh what we discussed, and any questions, just let us know. All right, guys, see you on the next one.